Alright, today I've got a ceramic heater and I need to clean this thing out. It's been a long time since I've done anything to it. The only filter it seems to have is this back cover, but I can still see a lot of dust and debris on the inside. In an effort to get all the dust out of this ceramic heater, I'm going to go ahead and take the back cover off so that I can open this up. It's held together with 6 tamper-proof Torx screws. And if you're not sure what a tamper-proof screw is, it's like a normal screw except it's got a little pin in the center, which won't let you get your normal Torx bit onto it. Well, here's a set of tamper-proof bits that I believe I got from Harbor Freight. You can see that it's got a bunch of Torx bits that have holes in it. It also has Allen heads that have holes in it. And it's got these flatheads that are missing the center, and these are actually 3-bladed screws, not 4-bladed. But there you have it. That's what I'm referring to when I talk about a tamper-proof screw. And those are the bits you'll need to get them out. Well, I'll go ahead and take these 6 screws out, and then we can remove the back cover. I've had this heater for quite a few years, and this is only the second time that I've done this to blow the dust out. So once you've got it separated, be careful when you take it apart. Usually there's some kind of gearing mechanism in the stand that does the oscillation, and a lot of times they'll have some kind of tip over switch that might be attached to a different cover, and you don't want to pull or rip anything out of a circuit board or anything. I'll start by using the blower nozzle attached to my air hose and do short bursts. I'm going to make sure that I hold the fans so that way the blades can't turn, because you can really sort of overspin those easily with the air hose. I'll get the back cover and the circuit boards and anything and everything I can. And then I might take some more screws out to see if I can get to that ceramic heater element. It looks like I'm going to have to take 4 screws off to get this fan assembly out. And now that I'm past the outside cover, there's no more tamper-proof screws on the inside. And every time you remove something, just take your time, because there's probably going to be cables or plugs attached to these components. And you need to make sure that you can put things back where they were when you reassemble it. Here you can see all the debris still on top of the heating element, even though I've used the air hose to blow it off. And I'm using the tip of my Torx bit to remove any of the dust from the automatic overheat sensor. And here you can see all the dust that's built up on the blades of both of these fans. I'll take my time getting the dust and debris off of these fan blades, and especially make sure I hit the heating element at every different angle so that way I can make sure there's no dust on it. Well, once I think I've got all the dust blown off of all the components on the inside of this heater, I'll start putting everything back in place and putting the screws back into it. Need to make sure you're really careful if there's any sensors or any plugs. Double check to make sure everything's pushed in tight and connected firmly. It seems like these heater designs change from year to year, so I don't think there's really much point to showing a particular model and how it goes apart. Just take your time and be methodical and you should be okay. Now, the reason why I cleaned this heater to start with is because when I plugged it in and I was using it, it smelled funny. It had like a burnt smell to it. So that's what made me really hone in on the fact that I needed to make sure I checked out the inside and blew all the dust off. You wouldn't want that lint and debris on that heater element to catch fire. So the last thing to do with the heater is to plug it in and check it out and to make sure everything's working all right. I'll check to make sure that it goes through the functions, the fans work, and that I can feel heat. And I'll run it for a few minutes outside before I bring it back into the house. Well, there you have it. This one's done. I don't like using heaters when they smell like something's burning. So I'm glad I took this one apart and got all of that dust out of that heater element. It took me quite a few years before I realized I could purchase those tamper-proof bits, and they have come in quite handy too. Well, until next time, like, subscribe, check out my playlist, and I'll see you in whatever video comes next.